A folk music composition and kü are heritage of the nations. The sounds of the great steppe are different instruments and melodious compositions. The great and mysterious music is on the program. The sounds of the great steppe. The three-string dombra came from legendary poet, folklore researcher, and composer Shakir Abenov. He gave his blessings to this heritage instrument. It was a time when I visited the Abai region, the Karaul village, as a young specialist to write Shakir poet's cue compositions to notes in 1985. I was next to him and wrote his cue composition notes. I performed a cue on the poet's 85th anniversary. After that, he presented me his three-string dombra instrument and gave his blessing. The dombra is one of the most valuable musical instruments. The three-string dombras were met in different regions of our country in the past, and they were unusual with three strings. The sounds of these dombras are different as playing on it. The condition of a dombra tuning pegs can be of two types, the right quart and left quint. Therefore, this dombra titled as Kosbura Uli Dombra. When you listen to the kü compositions from this instrument, you will be able to hear three different melodies from three strings of a dombra. The sounds are similar as a running horse in saigaz that can be heard from the composition. This dombra is kept in the Altai-Tarbagatai regions. Steppe kü composition is played very well on it. That's why the melodies are very pleasant to the ears.
Shakir Abenov özü negizinde bu kişi indi abız akın adam koy. Bu kişinin
Shakir Abenov was a wise man and poet as well. He dedicated to Koji Korpesh and Bayan Sulu a poem. Also, he wrote songs, and they are magnificent. Among them, there were melodies of kü compositions. This man was in exile. He was longing for his homeland and produced this kü composition. Shakir Abenov was an assistant of Jambul Jabayev and helped him to write his poems. Also, he was next to Sakien Sifulin. He was a respectful man. When he was in prison, he did not have a dombra with him. Then he made a dombra from wood and wrote compositions as Yearning for Shingistao, Shingistao Sagin Shi, Mournful Times, Zar Zaman. And he played his compositions on a three-string dombra and showed his sorrow to the nation.
Қазақта екі шекті домбыра ғана болған, сыбызғы жаңа сосын кейін қобыз ғана үш ақ аспап болған деген осы дәлелдеп келген.
Kazakh people had only 3 musical instruments as the dombra with 2 strings, a flute and kobuz. However, Bolat Saribayev proved and researched as Kazakh people are rich in art, and he found out 30 musical instruments in 1960 and searched what instrument was played in every part of the country. He devoted himself to the creative work in collecting and studying the Kazakh folk musical set of instruments. Also, he had drawn a map where he showed what instruments were played and marked those places. Owing to Bolat Saribayev, we have known that besides the dombra with 2 strings, there were 3-string dombra instruments as well, and zhitigen, sazisirdai, uskirik, and flute instruments. He searched all of them and delivered it to us. A 3-string dombra has its own singularity. The main advantage of this dombra is in the sounds. There's one more string than in the ordinary dombra. Therefore, the listener is able to hear one more sound than in a dombra with 2 strings. This sound provides a beautiful melody of the composition. Consequently, a 3-string dombra has its own harmony that saturates the ear with the voice of harmonic and melodic sounds. The difference between a 3-string dombra and a 2-stringed is in their right quart and left quint intervals. Among people, this dombra has taken a title as Kos Burao. The singularity of a 3-string dombra, the 3rd string of the instrument, is able to make the sounds of Saka's sounds, the sound of Turkic melodies and the Golden Horde. All songs of Kazakh Khanate time can be played on this dombra instrument with 3 strings. As low, pleasant sounds came through the 3rd string of the instrument.
Жарқынаға осы сарынды, халық арасындағы сарындарды, әуендерді ойнай отырып.
Jarkin Shakarim played music among the people what they thought and felt in a hard time. Played music about the difficult life of the Kazakh people. He had heard Tolgau Q composition from people and played it for the first time on a 3-string dombra instrument. Our grandfathers as Bayjigit, Kulni Shak, who played in national liberation in the time of the Jungar War, also played on this dombra. We know as these dombras are kept in the Ikhlas Museum of Almaty, great musicians, Abai, Shakarim, Shakir grandfathers all played on them. Later, Abay's son, Akilbay, then his grandson, Israel, performed kuyi compositions on 3-string dombras. And Azim Khanov played as well. All these people are great musicians of the east of Kazakhstan.
Қазақстан өңірінде ойналған майталман орындаушылар. Жарқын Шәкәрімнің тас кескен күйі, бұл кісі енді өзінің негізі бұл күйді анасына арнап шығарған. Ол кісі тас кескен деген ауыл өзінің мына шығыс Қазақстандағы
Jarkin Shakarim dedicated the Tas-Kisken kuyi composition to his mother. Tas-Kisken is a village in the east of Kazakhstan. He was born and grew up there in his native land. Tas-Kisken village continues with the Tarabagatay mountains. There are a lot of stones with tamga there. A musician walked through those stones and saw an ancient cemetery. He wrote the composition longing for his homeland and produced it from the depth of his heart. He was longing for stones with tamga, rivers, and his mother. Constantly he had a thought about all of them, and then the musician wrote the tas kesken kü composition. The singularity of playing this kü by plucking the strings with fingers. The method of playing is widespread in our days. Our ancestor Abai played on the dombra by strumming it with his hand or plucking each string individually, with an occasional tap on the main surface of the instrument. Here you will understand the meaning of the kü composition and feel every tree, stone, and musician's longing for the sacred place which are described in the kü.
Киелі өзінің жеріне, өзінің топырағына деген сағынышы сондай бір ерекше сезіледі. Ерекше қағыспен ойналатын күй.
This instrument was left since the Saka time. All talented people were interested in this dombra, which also was played by the great poet Abai. But it is not easy to master this instrument, playing kü compositions or singing a song. Currently, this dombra is valuable heritage for children who study at the school and for small orchestras. Nurgul Akim Korja organized a 3-string dombra players ensemble. It is the first ensemble of a 3-string dombra players. I have told to children about the history of this dombra who came to me, how we should play on it, who had played on it, and I showed it to them and taught them as well. These children went with us to a music tour to Semey. When we were on the way to the Abai region, we visited the Museum of Abai, where we performed our concert. The children saw there the dombra instrument that belonged to Abai. They also went to Jidibai, and there they also saw the dombra that was held by Abai's grandfather. After our trip, we organized an ensemble where musicians played on the 3-string dombra. It is the first ensemble of instrumentalists in Kazakhstan, and we titled our ensemble as Our Now. It is our difference from others in the folk music art. Music has no language and is not divided to the nationality or race. You have to listen to it and feel it. And Kazakh music art, especially musical instruments, are great heritage from the ancestors. Why? How many kü compositions come through the dombra instruments? Great composers as Kurmangazi and Tatimbet wrote their classical compositions on the dombra instrument. Korkut and Niklas's sorrowful compositions were produced on the kobuz instrument. It is true. In traditional Kazakh musical and material culture, musical instruments take a significant place.